Hello friends, welcome to another interesting video. Today, you are going to listen to a conversation between Issa Chiroma Bakari and Chris Anu. You are going to learn how the Southern Cameroonians blew up the opportunity to initiate this dialogue that they have been talking about all this while. You are going to learn how not to speak if you really want change. And I want all the young people to open up their eyes. Again, I've said this platform is for Cameroonians who are 40 and below. If you are 40 and above, and you welcome the idea that we can achieve our goals and transform our economy, our nation without bloodshed, we welcome you. But if you believe that we can achieve this through bloodshed, then this is not the platform for you. This is not for everybody. So I want you guys to take a listen.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Chiroma. Good morning, sir. This is Chris Anu with the Cameroon Journal.
Chris, vous ne pouvez pas parler en français? Vous êtes Camerounais, non?
Well, Mr. Minister, you know I don't understand French. I know very little of French. I know you're trying to get me do what I can't. But Mr. Minister, I am calling you because of what is going on in the southern Cameroons. The police, the gendarmes, the army from Yaoundé, they are out in the streets in Boya, in Bamenda, in Mamfe, in Ndop. In every place you can imagine, they are breaking into houses, pulling young people out, shooting them in their legs. If you like the images, I can send them to you. What is your government doing to stop this kind of carnage, official carnage, sir?
Mr. Chris, I am sorry. When I make a statement, it is on behalf of the government. On behalf of the government. So when you raise such an issue for which I don't have at all the proof of your statement, no single word can be said by me to answer your question. Before I speak on behalf of the government, I have to receive facts from the minister empowered in his department to analyze the situation and to let me know what is taking place.
You are the information or communication minister. They also call you the spokesperson for the government. You should be in the position to know what is going on in your country.
Mr. Chris, I am what you said I am, but I do not devise facts. I have to receive facts from the ministerial department where they took place. What you are telling me right now, I am not informed about it. I have many other things to do in my own ministerial department. Now, if you are interested with what you have been saying, you have to give me room. You have to give me time to get in touch with the Secretary of State in charge of Gendarmerie or the Delegate General Police.
So are you saying that you are hearing it? You are hearing this from me for the first time, that state, army, police, and gendarmes, they are maiming people in the southwest and northwest, and you, the Minister of Communication, government spokesperson, isn't aware you are hearing this from me for the first time?
Please. This is not tribunal, Chris. what we are saying right now, we are going to send it all over the world. You will say that this is what Cameroon Minister of Communication is saying. Please.
I understand you, sir, when you say that.
If this is the case, this will be the last time that I discuss with you. It will be the last time. I say that I have to have facts. I cannot speak in the air. I am in Yaoundé in my office. I have to know if something deserves to be brought to your knowledge. I receive information from the competent minister. How would you like to compel me into saying things that I don't know? I'm not in Bamenda. I'm not in Boya. You have a minister who is in charge of it. Let me get in touch with them. Maybe your report is completely wrong.
No, sir. My reporting is not. My reporting is.
Okay. So right there, I want you guys to understand something that is going on here that many of us do not see. You called the Minister of Communication in Cameroon to present to him a problem. He picks up the phone. You lay your claim. He listens. And he said, I will have to seek the authorities in charge to get valuable information to address your problem. And then you say, so you are the minister in charge of communication and you don't know what is happening in your country? That is already an attack. I just want to teach our people how to talk because I've met some great people. And if you approach them like that, no one wants to help you or give you valuable information. And young people learn this. Imagine, look at this conversation, the same conversation. You present your problem to the Minister of Communication and he listens. He's like, wow, I'm sorry. Did you hear that? He's empathetic. Hypothetically, let's imagine that he's bluffing, right? He knows what is going on and he's acting like he doesn't know. Assume that, but you don't come into that kind of conversation with that mindset that you have been framed since from high school to believe that you want to secede out of the nation. That is why you cannot even listen to that conversation to even take it further. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is a place to take that conversation further. Mr. Minister, and this is how you talk to people like this. I'm glad that you picked up my call and listened to the cry of the people. You've said you go ahead and meet the authorities and come back with feedback to address this problem. How long do you think that is going to take, sir? Can we have another call, say, next week or maybe in the next 2 weeks so that I can be able to hear from you what you found out and what is the next step? That is an open door. That simple statement that I just made right now is an open door for further communication. This is not how you do journalism, sir. Journalism is not about bullying. It's not about trying to carry this preconception in your mind and try to meet anyone that you see and you try to push on them your ideas, your beliefs, and what you've had in your heart for a very long time. You don't really want genuine change. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? This is an opportunity that he had. We want to meet someone in the West to come resolve our conflicts or resolve our dispute. And you've met the person that you really want to fix this problem with. And you cannot talk to them in a way that they believe that you really genuinely want to solve this problem and help restore peace and bring about transformation to your people. But rather, you start attacking him. There is no one on earth, because I've knocked the doors of great people and I've gotten in there and talked to them. And I know each and every one of those meetings that succeeded at what I said and why that meeting opened the door for me to have a further conversation or further communication with those people. You don't approach the Minister of Communication in your nation. That is the position he occupies. Whatever idea you have in your head, good and fine. But that is what no one, even you, Mr. Chris, won't have somebody barge on you and start attacking you and you actually want to continue that conversation with them and have a further meeting with them. You won't. So what I'm helping our people to understand is that even if there's an opportunity to dialogue with the president, it will be like this. This man is the Minister of Communication, and it is easy through this man. And the good thing is he understands English. You say you won't speak in French. He said, okay, I'll communicate in English. Is that not a good start to open up a dialogue that can lead to us fixing our issues in our nation? I've heard you, sir. I'm glad you picked up my call, sir. I know we want the best for this nation, sir. You've said you go do your findings, and next week, can we have another meeting that you can brief me as to what you've heard and the steps, the next steps to fixing this issue? When you hear people that don't really want any change, just want to fight, have preconceived ideologies, there's no way to help them. And that is why you see I've drawn this line and said 40 and below. I know exactly what I'm doing. My dad was approximately 86 years when he passed away. So growing up, my father used to take me around. I was his handbag. So with that, I associated with a lot of elderly people at a very young age, and I understand how they talk. My father let me chip in my own input when I was associating with these old folks. They appreciated my wisdom as a young child. And with that, I know the mindset of these old people. I know the mindset of those who have decided to go the way they are going. And so when I'm talking to you guys, listen to me. I'm not just a child. I've been around old folks for my life a lot because of how my dad brought me up. Do you understand what I'm saying? I might be young as 33, but I know old folks better. I've resolved disputes within my family that you cannot even imagine. Put together people, elderly people, and talk to them and they listen. I'm not a child. I know how these old folks work. I know their mindset. So when I'm talking to you guys here, listen to me very well. My father passed away at the age of 86. He got married very late, and I was his handbag. So I've been around them. I know their programming, and that's why I drew this line as a 40 and below. If you're 40 and above, you want to achieve prosperity, development in Cameroon without bloodshed, we welcome you. If you have the ideology of bloodshed, we do not welcome you. This is what they will do to you young people. That is why I want you to be very careful as you associate yourself with this. You guys have been in this for 7 years, but it's never too late to back out and let them go fight for what they believe in. Some of them will say, oh, in America, they draft people up to the age of 35. So if you're 35 and above, you cannot go fight. But they pick up young people below 15 to go fight. And some will say, oh, no, they volunteered. No, you know the law, sir. If this child is below 15, you should not put them in harm's way. It is wrong. You endorse that because of your preconceived ideologies. They don't want dialogue. They will not sit down with you and have a reasonable conversation because they already come into that conversation with their mind fixed on what they want. That is not how you fix any problem. Let's keep listening.
My reporting is...
You are misleading me.
No, sir. That is a ploy you are trying to escape this fact, sir. I mean, you have more power than me. You have more power than me. You have more resources in your hands than me to know better what is going on the ground.
Chris, I know. No, Chris, you are in the United States. You are in the United States. How can you claim to be, yes, this taking place while I am in Yaoundé with capacity to have a global vision is what is taking place? Now you want to oblige me to say that you are right in the statement. I say you are wrong, given the fact that I do not receive such an information from the minister competent in this area.
So are you also aware that there is no internet in the two regions, sir?
You are not a tribunal. You are not a tribunal. You are not a prosecutor.
So anything after that, he won't listen because why? You've attacked him as a person. Not even the white folk will sit down and hear you talk if you approach them like that. You see that every day on the news and the White House. When you attack people like that, it goes sideways. There's no way for them to listen to you and help you. I'm going to have a meeting with Issa Churuma Bakari very soon. And you guys are going to hear how that conversation will unfold. And you see how mature people talk. how men are supposed to talk. You don't come around and you start doing, yeah. No. This is how men communicate. A mature man. Are you guys following? Young people, this is what they have been doing for a very long time to you. They will start with tribalism. One tribe against another. Some of them will say, oh, my son should not get married to this tribe. Oh, my daughter should not get married to this tribe. They are all Northwesterners. They are all Southwesterners. Why shouldn't a Southwesterner get married to a Northwesterner? Why are you against this marriage? They will start with tribalism. From there, they will move to Northwest against Southwest. Oh, Ngrafi people. Oh, people from the Northwest. Oh, people from the Southwest. This is how you guys are. This is how you behave. They will move to that. That is Northwest now against Southwest. And that's why we young people, we are realizing what is going on. We will not cause divide among us because of these ideas that they have in their mind. They will try to divide Northwest and Southwest. From there, they will move to divide English-speaking Cameroonians from French-speaking Cameroonians. And say, oh, those people treated us bad. They came and closed our companies. They did this to us. When? Oh, in the 60s. In the 60s, you were not yet born. Oh, okay. Have you talked to the other side to hear their own part of the story? No, we haven't talked to them, but this is what they did to us. No, we got to hear both sides of the story to understand, to make sense. Since we were not there and we were very young, let's hear both sides. I grew up in Bamenda. I've never seen the military comes and treat me a certain way. I've not experienced that personally. And they were like, oh, did they not do kale? No, if there's a crime scene and something is going wrong, the military has the right to come block everyone and ask for your ID card. They do that even here in America. Until now, as we are dealing with this crisis, I've not seen a French soldier kill someone in Bamenda growing up in Bamenda. I haven't seen that. Like that. But that has been happening here in America. Cameroon is not a perfect system. Here in America, you've heard about the George Floyd killing and many other killings of black people that get into conflict with the police. You don't think that there's a problem with that? Growing up, I've never seen a French soldier or the army or the military just kill someone like that. I've never seen that until this fight started. Because these people had intentions in their hearts growing up and waiting for opportunities to attack the government. This is facts. Put it down. It's history. It's facts. And again, I want to repeat, Cameroon has been existing for more than 500 years. For more than 500 years, we've come together as a people. This experience with independence and all of those things that they adopt from Britain and France some 45 years ago, or this 45 years of them living with English and the French, and they want to use that to be a reason why they would divide the nation and create all these ideas. They don't really want no dialogue. They don't want no problem fix. Young people, they want to ruin your lives. Then when they are done with the conflict between English-speaking Cameroon and French-speaking Cameroonians, they will tell you that is now Africa against the world. That is their paradigm. I want to break that again down. I want to break it down so you understand. They will start with tribes. This tribe should not marry from this tribe. This tribe should not associate from this tribe. We cage ourselves. This tribe will not do this with this tribe. And then from there, they said, this Northwesterner, this is Southwesterner. And then they will go on like that. And that's probably happened in your struggle already. They will tell you, these people are betraying the Southwesterners are betraying us. The Northwesterners are betraying us. They will say all of those things. Them among themselves, leaders, they are fighting. The people on the ground, soldiers against soldiers are fighting. And when they are done with that, they will like, no, it is Northwest, it's Southwest, it is English-speaking Cameroon against the government. From there, they'll move. It's Cameroon now, or it's Africa against the West. They will, let me tell you, stop wasting your time with this kind of thinking. Stop wasting your time with this kind of people. They will just screw up your life and waste your time. They will be in this loop for 30 or 40 years and they will not get tired. As long as they are not on the ground fighting and they are not crushed by this problem, the people on the ground are really experiencing this. As long as these people are not touched by it, they are having a good time. As some of them are kidnapping and making money from these schemes. I've been a victim of that. I've been a victim of this kidnap. And they've extorted money from us. I've been a victim. So when you see me talking here, I'm not just emotional. I know what is happening on the ground because I've experienced it and I've talked to these guys. I've heard them. I've heard these young people share their grievances and how they have been misled by these old folks. And so we cross the line. The spirit is going to end in this generation. We interact with everybody just like we see our fellow young people in Cameroon are doing, associating with the French if they mean well for them and they are building a good life for themselves. And then the next thing they'll tell you, like, oh, you guys grew up in Biya regime, that's why you didn't see it. I'm like, that isn't that good? Isn't that good that we grew up in Biya's regime, we didn't see it? They'll tell you, oh, no, it's colonization. Oh, we went into this relationship. It turned out to be annexation. They will use all sorts of terms. The whole idea is they enjoy having these intertribal wars. They enjoy having these interregional wars, these interregional wars. They enjoy it. They enjoy seeing the English people fighting against the French. They enjoy seeing Africa fighting against the war. It's short-term thinking. Short-term thinking. There's an opportunity for Chris Arnold to start this process of dialogue and come up with a meaningful resolution to solve these problems, and he blew it up. He blew it up. What is Issa Churuma saying? I will not want to talk with you. I already know you came here with an agenda. You want to take this and broadcast it around the world. You don't mean good. That's why I say hypothetically, let's assume that Issa Churuma Bakari was pretending. But he said, give me time to think. If you had said, go ahead and do your findings, let's talk in 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks, he doesn't show up, then you can come tell the world, do you see now? I've proposed dialogue. He said he was going to go find out. He never returned my calls or he never got back with me with his feedback. And then now we'll be looking at a whole different situation. If you come with this kind of attitude, so the president and the rest of the nation, they know that if they get on that dialogue table, it's going to be the same. This is the person that understands English and is communicating with you, and you blew it up. Young people, stop wasting your time. No Western power will come and give you some authority to have meaningful conversation. You have to be reasonable and mature enough to initiate that conversation and let it go to the direction if you really want to help your people be free.
I am absolutely not, sir. Of course, I am not a prosecutor nor a tribunal, but I am asking questions to...
This is somebody that is a president right now saying I'm not a politician or a tribunal. And he's a president. Do you see all the semantics and games they are playing with your lives? Playing with your destiny? If you don't stop right now, and I'm very glad for those who are writing me from Denmark and other parts of the world appreciating what I'm doing here, because I've gotten a lot of feedback, and keep writing. I'm getting a lot of feedback from people appreciating this eye-opening messages that I'm producing here. We are going somewhere, people. We will be just fine. We don't need to have somebody lose their lives. I'm careful of what I say on YouTube. We don't have to have people lose their life to have everything that we want. It is possible for us to achieve these goals without bloodshed. Because many people and many groups of people and nations have achieved a similar result without bloodshed. The Jewish people have done that. The Jewish people have been able to be extremely successful without bloodshed. With their brain, their creativity, and a good heart to see the world be a better place. When you come from that place of love, when you really genuinely want to see the world a better place, your approach will be different. People who want genuine change, their approach will be different. If I want meaningful dialogue with the president, This is an opportunity for me to approach the situation different. Not be emotional about it, but understand that this is a critical issue we are dealing with. So I'll approach it with maturity. I'll approach it not being emotional, not being disrespectful, not being arrogant, not blaming. And that is why they will think like, oh no, you are probably a sellout. That's why you talk like this. I should come out and talk the same way that you do, which has yielded no results for the past 7 years. If I talk the same way you do, no one will listen to me. If I talk the same way you do, the president will not give me an ear. I'm going to do that in 2 years and just watch my strategy. If you've run out of ideas, it doesn't mean that this entire nation doesn't have people that are creative enough. And I have a lot of friends that are on this journey with me. And again, the name of the movement that we are on is called the CSDP. CSDP is our organization. What does CSDP stand for? Cameroon Sustainable Development Project. The Cameroon Sustainable Development Project is the pathway to us restoring our nation and providing for our people the dignity that they deserve in that nation that we are almost about to lose. The Cameroon Sustainable Development Project is what is going to restore the image of English-speaking Cameroonians in that nation and the world. That is what we are on. And I encourage every young person below the age of 40 to join this movement. Again, is the Cameroon Sustainable Development Project. That is the project that will alleviate our people from darkness and create for them a compelling future. Keep listening.
Somebody who should be aware and informed and responsible for some of these things.
When you ask a question, you must wait until I answer.
I am giving you every opportunity to answer, and you are rather trying to indict me.
Please, Chris.
He answered, but you did not follow up with his response so that you get at a result that can help fix this problem. Keep listening, guys. And he said, I answered, but you will not even give me an opportunity to speak because you want to cut this tape and post it online. It's more important for you to show to your people that you challenged Issa Chiroma Bakari than really creating meaningful dialogue to help your people.
Don't joke with me, please. If you want us to keep this contact, because all of us, daughter and son of this nation, this is not the best way to address it. This is not the best way. I know that at the end of this conversation, you will spread all over the world. The minister spokesperson. He
said he did not assume the position of minister to boss you around. He said we are all sons and daughters of this nation. If these people program you for 7 years and you hear this, you hear something else. You only hear that Issa Chiroma is a bad man. He's lying. He's saying all these things to cover up for the government. He said we are all sons and daughters of this nation. And this is not the best way to handle this situation. That is a point that you would have reverted from that position. You would have changed and say, okay, so you said you're going to do something about it. When can I hear back from you? And then if Issa Chiroma Bakari never returns to him with the feedback, then we can start the blame game. The opportunities have been there for dialogue. Did you ever notice you want Paul Biya to sit on a table with you before what happens? Are you understanding?
As I said, this and that. This is what we are going to do. I know. If this is the case, please let this be the last time that you call me.
Mr. Chiroma.
So that connection and that opportunity was just lost right there. I knew it's going to end up like that. This should be the last time you call me. He went from saying, I'll give you feedback, I'll do my research, to now this be the last time you call me. Because I know you want to broadcast this around the world. That is why you called me. Keep listening, guys.
Are you aware that there are no phones, no internet in
Mr. Chris, please. I said that this is the last time. If you want to use me as a device to promote your wrong ideas, please let us stop this conversation.
No, Mr. Chiroma, you are the minister, you are the spokesperson for the government. If I don't call you to speak with you, who do I have to call?
You call whoever you want. You know, tens of thousands of people in this nation, you know, many ministers. Call them and discuss with them, raise any kind of issue, if you please.
Mr. Minister, what are you going to do with the journalists, the French journalists who keeps asking for Francophones to go out and attack and kill Anglophones? The guy at Vision 4 TV, Obama, who won Obama somebody. What are you going to do with him? What if that guy was an Anglophone journalist? You would be behind bars today.
Now you've started that race game, right? Anglophones versus Francophone. That journalist is a Francophone. If he was an Anglophone, you see, you've started it. That is their game, guys. You got to open your eyes and stop wasting your time with all of this. So that is how you analyze, speak, use diplomacy to solve a problem. Communication is all about you approaching a situation with from a diplomatic perspective. Conflict resolution is tough. You got to be strategic. I've done this and I know I will do it for our nation. I've resolved conflicts that you cannot imagine that these people could sit down and talk. But because the people really wanted change, they sat down and talked and reconciled their differences. And that is exactly what I'll do for our nation. I've done it. I'm not just trying. This is not a test for me. I have a concrete plan to help our people be free. If someone comes and fight me, they don't really want any resolution to this problem. They just want to have their voices heard. They want to flex their muscles. They want to keep you dying. We live in a civilized war, guys. Having this mindset from the 60s to resolve conflicts the way you thought about in the 60s. And some will say, oh, we've achieved a great result. What we've achieved this far, Eritrea had not yet achieved this at this stage of their revolution. You guys were able to achieve a little bit of success to kill some French soldiers because of the support of the diaspora and because of this internet that we have today. Because communication is better today than the time when Eritrea they were fighting. And don't confuse that. Keep listening, guys.
I will summon him to this office and I am understood. I am led to understand that he has apologized for what he said, but this is not he himself who told me. A friend of mine said that during a show in his TV, he said that his statement was wrong. But I said, this is what I'm told. I will summon him to my office in order to know exactly what took place and what his own assessment of the situation.
And what are you going to do to yourself and the governor of the Southwest for calling Anglophones terrorists? You said so. The governor of the Southwest called them dogs. What are you going to do? Is that how you solve a crisis in the country, sir?
Are you going to spread this information worldwide? Yes, I discussed with Minister Chiroma. I said this. I know you. This is what you are about to do.
Well, sir, you know I'm a journalist, and if I reach out to you, I'm a journalist. When I reach out to you, you know I'm trying to get it.
The interview could not continue because Minister Chiroma dropped the phone.
That is what will happen even if you get into the conference. They will call the meeting to a close when you guys start like that. You've talked about a journalist that was killed, and he said, I'm going to investigate that issue. I'll call that journalist to order. I'll make sure that I do something about it. Ask a follow-up question. When am I expecting to hear back from you? Because I am the voice of the people, and I'll need to go back to them and tell them I've talked with the Minister of Communication, and he said he was going to do something about it. We have another meeting coming up. After that meeting, I'll brief you guys on what the outcome is. That is maturity. This is tough. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just throwing this out there, but there are other strategies that we implement to conflict resolution. Then you started attacking him on another thing. You called us terrorists. What are you guys doing about it? So after he responds to your plight, you don't even ask a follow-up question or establish a date where you can get feedback. You move to the next attack like that. He moved from the whole idea of the killings, the internet, and he tries to address that. You move to the journalist, and he tries to address that, and then you move to terrorism. And then he's like, you didn't get no feedback or follow up for what he has already addressed. You just want to keep going. When I hear things like this, guys, that's why I'm like, nah, this is a waste of time. Just stop. Waste of life, waste of people's time and resources. The people don't want any dialogue. This was an opportunity to start this conversation and eventually having a dialogue with the president. And these people blew it up because of their preconceived ideologies. This is a fact. You cannot play with this. This is fact. This is fact. These are people's lives. These are people's children. These are people's husbands. These are people's wives. These are people's houses. These are people's resources that we are playing with. I love you guys so much. Hope you got some value out of this video. Let's keep believing. Our best days are ahead of us. Our best days are ahead of us. We will make it. Our generation will be the generation that marked the turning point of this madness. We are the people that we have been waiting for. The transformation is going to come in this generation. We will not end up with this same mindset. We will be different. And through that, we will penetrate the wall, and blessings and abundance will come to our land. No one will lack. If you go around the world talking like this, it's going to be tough for you to succeed. If you go even to initiate a project or a business idea to people hoping that you will get their support and you speak like this, there's no way for them to support you. I've seen it firsthand. Every human being that has worked hard to be in a position of power, very few people achieve that status in life. You approach them with respect. Regardless of how angry you are, you speak in a way that they understand that you genuinely want to resolve the problem that you just presented to them. If that is not the case, everything else is an agenda. Have a good one. All right. If you like this video, you're going to like this other episode, and you can watch it by clicking right here.